Marriage can be a good thing.
Yeah.
We've done it. We've done a video. You're free.
Right.
Enjoy. Any question?
I think that the issue that couples have said, the reason they use porn is they say it helps to stimulate the both of them, which I don't believe that, but that's what, when they agree with each other. But it goes back to what you're saying, you know, you're allowing that sin to come into your life because you're watching other people, not what she's talking about, not their own video, but they're renting pornography on their TV or wherever they're getting it from, sitting down together and watching it, and then trying to go in their bedroom and duplicate that experience, and it really isn't possible.
Right. It becomes a challenge. You were going to say something? I thought I saw your hand up, maybe you didn't. But
I agree with her in that, and also you become addicted to it in that now your wife or husband can't please you. Yeah.
And on that note, I will say this: when it comes to pornography, porn is perfect. Right? There are no hiccups in porn. There are no mistakes in porn. There are no inappropriate sounds in porn. There are no scratchy weaves in porn. There's no stank breath in porn. There are no varicose veins in porn. There are no droopy breasts in porn. There are no tiny penises in porn. Right? So you're looking at what you believe perfection is, and then looking at the reality of you or your partner, and you become dissatisfied. Right? But the reality is, it's just like it's just like dudes who look at Beyonce and say, "Wow, I wish my wife was like Beyonce." Beyonce's not even Beyonce. That's right. Half the stuff you see has been created. That's not her butt; she bought it. That's not her. You know what I'm saying? So people can be created and made to be what you see them as. You ever heard of Photoshop?
Yes.
A lot of Photoshop is used when you're dealing with picture pornography. So if that is your source, then that can cause a great problem and hindrance in your sexual life. Okay? What else? Locations, I think we talked about that. Okay? Communication, we talked about that. Timing, let's talk about that. Because a lot of times we get into patterns where the only time as parents that we can have sex is when the kids are asleep at 11 o'clock at night, when we know that there's no opportunity for them to get up, and it's got to be late at night. It's got to be in the corner of the bedroom so that there's enough space between us and the door. We put a towel underneath the door so that it becomes soundproof. So what I'm saying is that can become boring, predictable. Sometimes you want to switch it up. Sometimes you want to have sex in the morning. Sometimes you want to have sex in the afternoon. You know, when you were single, you had no problem driving an hour across town, meeting somebody for an hour in a hotel room, having a quickie, going back to work. Once you get married, all of a sudden, everything changes. That's where the monotony and predictability comes in. So just changing up the time of the day, the location of the place, the style of the technique brings in the newness that we're talking about. Openness and honesty. That's another emotional need. If you've ever heard of this book, you love it, and if you haven't, write it down. His Needs, Her Needs. His Needs, Her Needs by Dr. Willard Harley. And he talks about openness and honesty. And this is so critical when it comes to sex, because Danielle and I think, unless I'm mistaken, we're pretty honest and open when it comes to sex, and she has no problem communicating that. You know, she'll tell me what she likes, and I want that. I want her to tell me so I can please her. Vice versa, I tell her what I like, she can please me. So she talked about faking, right? And a lot of times we do that, or we don't bring up conversations because there's sore points in relationships. And so what we do is we enter into what? Dishonesty. And most of us lie, or we operate in dishonesty for 3 reasons. Number 1, to protect. We want to protect our partners from the truth. We want to protect our partners from hurting their feelings. We want to protect them and we want to cover them. So therefore, I'd rather not say how I really feel, because if I do, I know it's going to cause a problem. Or we protect to avoid punishment, right? I did something wrong. I don't want him or her to know. So I'm going to deceive. I'm going to be dishonest. I'm going to lie to keep from the punishment that I would face if the truth came out. Or we deceive and we are dishonest because we are compulsive liars. We just lie about everything. Now, most people don't fall into that category. Most people fall into one of the first two categories. But as it relates to your sexuality, if you're not open and honest when it comes to that, you're going to have major problems in your relationship. So we encourage you to continue to do that. Go ahead.
Do you find that a lot of times a lot of it is based on